Hello fellow academics and welcome back to Willowmere. Last time we've started to build and prepare ourselves to store more water and finally get rid of all the bad tide issues that we have been having. So there are a couple of things that need to be finished, and one is these 4 levees up here, as well as finish building this front part to our floodgates in the back, which will allow us to store water in the back and have automatically the water come out, which will definitely help us. All right, so that does remind me, we need to actually turn the top into something different, not these levees, because we want to have a overflow. So I'm going to remove both of these levees and I am going to replace them with dams. Actually, we're not going to replace them with dams. We're going to replace them with single floodgates. This will allow us to keep a little bit more water in. I'm going to keep that at 0.9 once they actually build this. In the meantime, I am going to pause these two. Our builders are heavily invested in, building up their things. We are a little bit short on labor and we only have 2 beds left. So I think the next area of improvement, shall we call it, is additional housing. And we kind of want to keep building it over this way. So we could try to ultimately blow out this back section here, but that will take a while for us to get there. So instead we're gonna turn this into a feature and start building our new houses up here, rather than basically blow away that mountain area and put it down there. All right, so stairs are in, the drought is incoming, we still have a few more days. I'm not too worried about the drought. I think we have plenty of water to survive it. But, oh wow, they've actually done a pretty good job at finishing all of the stuff up here. So let me actually high prioritize these instead of blocking these off. Because once those 2 are built, and I don't actually know, we can't actually reach this one. So instead we're going to delete the one here, actually both in the back here, which will allow us to put a level 2 path. Maybe we can actually put a level 3 path in there. It needs 200 signs. We do have 200 signs. So let's connect this up. Set this also to like high priority, highest priority. Actually, this can be normal. But if they build this one, and they can't actually reach all the way up there. I have not planned this through, as you guys can probably tell. So let's see. We would need a 2nd level up here in order to get up there all the way to the top, which means I'm going to first slow it down. And we're going to delete those 2, and I am also going to delete the levee. Well, we could use it to build up on top of it. I think it is kind of nice to allow us to store a little bit of water underneath. And the way we're just gonna go up here is through this path right there. Put in the staircase here, and then double staircase over here. And with that, we are already on the top of this. Connect a little path in here. And with that, after we very high prioritize all of this, we should be good to go. Now they still have 1 levee up here to build, but I think this will be fine. I will briefly increase the work hours to 20 hours, which should ultimately help us with getting things ready. All right, next thing we need to do is actually put in our housing system over here. The slight challenge, shall we call it, is that we want to be able to build houses on this part as well. And I think the way we're going to do this is, in the long term, have actually the path, well, let me actually just put it in, have the path kind of go this way, which will connect the double level house in the back through this path. All right, that will also allow us technically to put houses on this side, and we could actually just do that. I think that makes sense, right? This is 3 wide, so we do have a bit more space up here, and that should be plenty of putting, well, maybe not plenty, but it will allow us to put one house down here and another house down here. Then we can sort of figure out the rest later, but for now it will give us a little bit more housing for our beavers and allow our colony to grow. All right, so this is done. They have finished this part down here. And this is open and just closes above the contamination of 2%, which is awesome. It's exactly what we needed. And they've done a good job at building this part up here as well. We're lacking some logs on, no, we do have the logs on the planks to do this. The drought started. I'm still hoping they can quickly build this and build the floodgate over here as well. This is at least in. Floodgate is missing. There's still a bit of water coming down. Actually, no water coming down here anymore. So that overtopping water will be gone really, really soon. But I just put in the floodgate, and so all that flooding stopped. And you can see it's basically all ready. Good. So now we have a good amount of water storage back there. Nothing to do on range. Yeah, we did put that. Actually, there are 2 or 3 trees right there. Can still grab, so go ahead and do that. I think it said that for 2 beavers though. Maybe it was just 1. Right. Once the beaver is done with the back here, we can just delete that. And I actually do need to reduce the work hours back to 16. All right. We're done back here with the deforestation, so let's delete the lumberjack, which gives us another worker. And I have already put in both of these houses, but we've already used up some of the beds in these houses with baby beavers. So awesome. All right. What we do need to do, well, we could actually pause our paper mill since we're a little bit short on beavers, so let me do that. And let me reactivate the lumber mill over here to increase our plank production. We also need a few more lumberjacks on the go. At the moment we only had 1, so I'm gonna activate 2 of them actually. Actually, let's just activate 1 for now. 1 until we have a few more beavers to go with. All right. So the next thing that we need to look into is, well, let's quickly see. We do want to increase the happiness. We do also want to improve our decoration and all of this, but not that the decoration is the most important part. What I have noticed now, I wanted to keep this space clear, which means I have messed up with these houses. They actually need to move 1 further over. And I'm going to leave the one on the other side. The reason for that is that I wanted to be able to put our rooftop terrace just up here, which means we need that additional space right there. All right, deleted the path here, add the path back in where it needs to go later. And then our rooftop terrace can actually go right in front of this. So let's actually just place it to make sure our beavers are happier, hopefully happier than ever. Do another rooftop terrace on the other side. And then we need to figure out what we're going to do with that empty space in the back. But, you know, future worries, I want to say. All right. We also then need to connect our rooftop terraces, obviously. So the way we can do this is, in theory, we could just branch all the way, all of this over here. But let me have a look at our other decorations. We want to put in a tree and a lamppost as well. But if I put a tree down here, I don't think I'm able to put a single platform on top of it. No, that would need to be a double platform. All right. So how are we gonna do this? There's one way we could clear all of this. Actually, one good thing would be to turn this the other way around. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Because then our path coincides with the entrance for our rooftop terrace. That also means I need to delete this on the other side. Right. House is in, or like, well, placed at least. I'm gonna remove this path. And then we're going to have our, yeah, not double platform, single platform from here to go over this way. We're also gonna continue this part just over here and then mirror this entire part to the other side, which will allow us to do the exact same thing. All right, here we go. Which means we also need to delete this house. Put it back in. Oop. Misclicked. Mirror this. There we go. Remove this path. And then connect it back up. So with this way, we are good to go. Also gonna have the connections in there, just as we need to. And then we can put the rooftop terrace on the other side again. Rooftop terrace right here. And I think overall that will look very nice. Well, at least I'm hoping so. Let's also remove this path here. Don't quite need that. And then we should actually start placing some of the decorations down. So the shrubs, instead of placing it up here, we can just place them in the middle here. So that all of our beavers, as they walk past it, will actually end up getting the benefit of this. I think overall this will look very nice. So here we go. And I forgot, we do need to put the rooftop terrace on the other side. Put this on a slightly higher priority, because then they can already start using it. All right. So trees are in. Next thing that we need to put in are our lampposts, lanterns. We do have 2 empty spaces here, but I was wondering if I should actually place one here and one here, although this will not cover the one beaver basically in the back there. So what we're gonna do instead, we're gonna place them in the middle right here. And again, as the beavers walk down, they should get the benefit of the lanterns. And then, well, ultimately that should increase our happiness overall. Oh, look at that, rooftop terrace is in, all the baby beavers in the house, they're just chilling out, having a good time, living the life. We're a bit short again on, I was almost gonna say people, obviously beavers. And one thing we're also short at was sleeping quarters. So with that fixed, we can actually now place more houses up here. By more houses, I think we're just gonna place 2. We actually place 3. If we build it like this, rotate this around, have an entrance here, an entrance here. We need to figure this part out. Didn't fully connect that path over here. Here we go. Now this is not quite symmetric. We would need to move this one to the side, and we will do that shortly. Well, once we have dynamite, so not that shortly, but at some point. And we will also fill up this part with a mini lodge. All right, here we go. Inhabitants, just 1, so it's kind of just a filler, but I think ultimately it will do the trick for us. I already done basically building at least one of the houses, which means I should high prioritize the paths so our beavers will be able to get to it. Right, we're already a good amount through the drought. I didn't have to worry about the water back here, which is awesome. But I think we also want to make sure we're deleting these, and for now we should just try to reclaim our logs, our wood from up there. As I guess we're not that short. A little bit short, I guess. Right, so here we go. Put in a staircase here, and then all of this will be connected up into the back, which will allow us to just delete all of this contraption. Right. The next thing we should be focusing on, or should try to focus on, well, there are two things. For one, they're now out of power because there's no wind right now, so we need to look into batteries. So, but before we actually... Ooh, hold on. -1. Hunger. Oh well. I had completely ignored food. So let's quickly put a lot more farmers in there before our beavers die. We're back to 0. Unconnected building. Yeah, they will be connected soon. Construction lacks material, and they can't build that until we have power. But this is also why we have the power wheel for now, so let's put a beaver in here. So, and now we can look into this, into what we build next. One option would be the observatory. It needs 80 planks and 30 gears. We do have the gears. We don't have the sap. The tree sap. Our beaver here is currently not in there to actually place these, so let's briefly unpause this guy so he can build up this area back here. Someone died of hunger. I messed up. But at least, well, for now it's only one person, and as I said that, the second one died. Alright, so messed up, learned something, need to pay closer attention to what I'm actually doing. I guess that's not a bad thing to learn. Right, so we could do, like I said, the science part. It does cost us 1,000 science, we're a bit short on that. We could also look into the gravity batteries, that's 400 science. It does need metal blocks. We do have the metal blocks, we do have some gears, we do have some planks. We don't have any planks anymore, but I guess that is okay for now. I'm gonna pause the gear workshop at the moment. So once we would have these in, they should be running a little bit more smoothly. But ultimately I would want to build the batteries much taller. And then again, I don't quite know if we want to wait this long. So what else could we do? We could actually look into terraforming and start building some explosive factories. This would be to increase the storage area back here and allow us to survive droughts for a much longer period of time. Now that I look at this, actually this should get a second level on top, which would help us to store even more water. Because this is our, like, one level down. No, actually this is one level down, this is one level down. So we're okay over here. Right. For the explosive factories, we would need some bad water. And there was a bad water source up here. So we could, in the long term, basically have this run and fill up or create our power supply over here. However, I think for power supply, using this bad water right here and running it down this way, because then the excess water from over here will also help, or the excess bad tide from over here will help us increase our water flow in this direction, or our power supply when the water flows in this direction. I think this is the better option. So if we want to do this, we kind of want to make sure that our bad water from over here reaches our building area over here. So we could just redirect it all the way there. Alternatively, actually this might not be the worst idea. If we redirect it here, we can already build. We would need to figure out which path we want to build for our power wheels. So I think kind of utilizing part of this channel to extend would be very useful. But we can actually just run that over here and then down there. So let's have a quick look at our power wheel. Power wheels are relatively, well, they're 2 levels deep. So overall, that's not bad. We would want to leave a gap over here for gears. Actually, we don't need to leave a gap. We can just keep the gears at the bottom and then bridge over and back down and then get over this direction to connect our industry area. All right, need to make a decision. So we are going to start building levees down here. This is, no, that's too much of a roundabout way. Let's keep it simple. We do have a little bit of empty space over here. So we're gonna build our first bad water pump just over there. With a little bit of storage here. And then in the long run, we're gonna move our industry area. I wanna say up here. While it's not hidden from our beavers to see, it is okay for them to see it in the background, I think. All right, so let's have a look at our, we do have a large water pump, which could help us again in the long run. Could be worthwhile putting it up here, but not the main point right now. We want the bad water pump. We do have enough science, so let's place it right there. Actually, let's not place it right there. Let's place it here. And build a connecting pathway right there. So once this is in, so one of the reasons why I put it there, let me start like that, is we need our explosive factories, and our explosive factories needs power. So we can actually just put them here, maybe a couple of them here. That kind of fits perfectly to match this up. Ultimately, this will allow us to place some water wheels all the way in the back here. And I think we're just going to place one here, one there, 3 of them for now. And then we'll leave a little gap over here, which will allow us to bridge over this direction and start connecting them up. All right, this is the wrong connector, just over here. 3-way connector here, and then connect this through like that. All right. They're already building this, which is great. We're good in terms of log supply. And I think in the long run, storing maybe a bit additional water down here could be very beneficial. But for now, we don't really need to think about that too much. Wind is going again, so I can pause our power wheeler. We now have 2 unemployed beavers, which is great, because this will allow us to resume some production. And I'm thinking we're now fully turning this forestry area over here back on. That will allow us to store a few more logs, which also means this we want to exchange for the deeper log storage as we move along. All right, they are still building this, which is great. That means our deep water pump should very soon start pumping. Well, they don't need that for that, but you know, overall it is good. And we do need some storage for our water pumper. So let's look into storage, and let's just put in a medium tank over here, just very close. That will actually be able to store some of the bad water that we're going to produce. We have a quick look. We can actually, we could chop down these trees, but I don't think we have to. We have plenty of new trees kind of growing, well, grown over here. So they will do just fine. All right, our beavers are still hungry. Why are they still hungry? Nobody has died of hunger anymore. But, oh wow, we actually grew quite a lot. I think what we need to do is, for now, I'm going to remove our herbalist. Because like I said, in the long run, I need to move this somewhere else. Because I want to use this area for an additional farmland. So that was just a quick fix. And like I mentioned in the past, I'm not too worried about removing quick fixes or temporary solutions. All right. So they're getting all of this done. And like I said, actually, let's plan for this already. Just like that. That will give us plenty of space to store, well, to grow our dandelions. All right. In the meantime, we can also put in another farmhouse right here. Put this on highest priority, and then we should improve our food situation. So could put in potatoes. For potatoes, we do need to roast them, which means we would need to put in a grill, and the grill doesn't need electricity, but it does need logs. So we kind of want to build it close-ish, at least, to the log storage. And I think we could put it kind of in the back here. Or if we are finally removing this, or moving this, we could put a smaller log storage here, and then use this area for the grill. Then again, it would be nice to have the grill kind of close by. So maybe back here would be a good option. So if we are putting a grill in just like that, I think that'll be fine, which will now allow us to put in our potatoes. And potatoes are good stuff, so I'm going to place a decent amount of that. In the long run, we're going to reduce the amount of carrots that we have. I've forgotten that I actually had another farmhouse over here. Wow, we have a lot of grown-up beavers now. How did this happen so quickly? Still short on food. Please don't die on me, people. Beavers. But it means I should probably unpause this and unpause the water pumper because, well, we do have an excess of beavers, so let's have them do some work. All right, this is in now as well. And the next thing that would be possible to place would be wheat, but wheat is a bit more involved. We would need to get the mill and the bakery out. The bakery doesn't need electricity, but the mill does. On the other hand, we do have enough space to put all of this in. So, do we have the science? We do not have the science. All right. Instead, one thing that I haven't planned out yet is where we're going to get our, not maples, chestnuts. Because chestnuts will allow us to grow, well, chestnuts and grill them and then eat them. But then we would need also like another grill. So for now, let's actually just leave it at that. I will increase the number of beavers in this farmhouse to 3. Now we have plenty of farmers on the go, and they should actually do an okay job at getting all of this food in place for our beavers to live. All right. They have also finished building the power wheels up here. They do obviously need to kind of wrap up these paths so they can do this. And the next thing, like I said, the one thing that we really want to focus on is getting the explosive factory up and running and then place it right here. We do have enough storage space or space in the front here to put at least one of the storage containers in there. We can definitely expand over here as well. Oh, not enough. Yeah, not enough science, which again makes sense. Makes me also think maybe it's time to get the science hut on the go. Forgot to put a path in, so let's quickly fix this. Here we go. Now we're just waiting for the potatoes to grow, which should be happening pretty soon. Also gonna increase our potato production area by not replanting this after it's been harvested. And then we can sort of fill this entire area up with additional potato plants. All right. 5 baby beavers, nobody is unemployed. Awesome. People are, well, beavers are still hungry, but food is going up. Although we have almost fully harvested this part now. Still not too bad, not too bad. All right. Happiness has also increased. And this guy's just waiting for potatoes. All right. They've also finished building all of this in the back here, which means once we have enough science, we're good to go for the explosive factory. We also do have more unemployed beavers, which means we can actually put in more scientists. The big question would be where. So, kind of want to turn this into just a grill area. 1, 2, 1, 2. But technically up here we could build more of the science huts. Won't quite help in the long run. But maybe if we go all the way up here, that could actually be quite nice. So let's finish building this. Put this up there. Put a staircase in right there. And then have a little... Oh, hold on. We do want them to walk down this path so they get the benefit of the trees and everything that we have just built down there. So we're not gonna do that. Instead, I don't want to build up here yet. Again, let's just build something temporary for now. So science huts. 1, 2, 3. And put them on the lowest priority. Ultimately, it will help us get a lot more science in. All right, this actually worked out pretty well, I want to say. We could also consider right now just filling this up with water wheels and then connecting it to our power supply back there, which could be very useful for our power production. And since we do have plenty of logs and are currently just waiting on science, why don't we actually do that? So keep putting in the water wheels. Which makes me think I should probably leave this, all of this, for next time. Yeah, let me just quickly finish that part. And then I can move after this, basically now, into calling this an episode. And like I said, leave that for the next time. They are already building things, which is great. And then we just need a path over here so they can reach all of this. All right, here we go. And this way we're going to massively expand our power supply, and we'll get rid of the need for our power wheel, at least during bad tides, and until we have sorted out the gravity batteries. Right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Almost killed our settlement through a lack of food, but this is now in good shape. So if you did enjoy it, leave a like, leave a comment, very much appreciated. And I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.